1, 2, 3, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Sorry for being late, you guys. I was trying to make the screen different, a little less resolution than last week, so that it will not be, you know, so blurry. So I don't know how it looks now, but I'm just starting right now. So it might look blurry at the beginning, but it must start catching up. So can you hear me or can you see me? I'm wondering, you can hear me, you can see me. Uh, is it blurry or you can see me better than last week? Last week was really bad. uh, Patty, gusto de verla. Andy, I see you. No worries, okay. Bear fruit, all right, my man. You here? All right, all right. All right, so we have people in here. Like I say, I'm sorry that we began a little late, but we're here. We're going to get going. Um, Sorry, I was late. I'm looking for my mask. All right, Bear Fruit. I hear you. Yeah, man, you gotta comply with them rules, right? All right. So here we are, starting today, and what I'm going to do is just gonna be 1 hour long this time. So as you can see, I have the money here, right? You see, the 50s are here, the money's here, so we're gonna give it out, but at the end, okay? Because most of the time I'm going to be explaining and I won't be able to see the stream. All right. So because the screen is smaller to me now, it's not as big as the last week. But it's by the way, is the resolution enough clear? Can you guys see me perfect? Let me put something here. If you can read this. Let's see. The Hebrew chart. All right. Can you see the letters on the Hebrew chart? Everything is clear there? All right. Okay, let me go back to see if you see that. Put it out. All right. Perfect. Okay, so this is what we're doing right now. All right. So I'm also recording it, so later on I'll put it on. So you're gonna see just my little head sticking out because I have to put myself all the way in the corner so you can see most of the stuff. All right, perfect, Andy. Okay, perfect. That's the whole idea. We need to communicate the message, all right? And so let me see here. Okay, let me put this light out here. It's kind of hitting my eye too hard. All right, that's better. Okay, now let me get to the message here. So here we are. We're looking at. A little closer here. Put this down. Oh, sorry about that. It's supposed to have been together there. No, don't worry about it. Let me just fix that up. All right. Let me move it from here. So here we go. Let me see. All right. So as I'm saying, I've been working on different things here to convey my message. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna start with a little verse of scripture. I'm introducing, like I said, I'm sharing, portions of my book because my book has to do with the Tub Dabar. That's the original name I had at the beginning, Tub, which is this one, which means good or functional, and Dabar. So functional dabar or functional word. All that means is good news, by the way. Okay? Good news or gospel. That's all it means. Good news. Gospel is in the Greek, evangelios. In the Greek is for good or functional word. Because from time to time, God has to send his mechanic to fix the word because, he has gotten in disrepair and all the nations are looking like retarded gardens, and making the people work hard and all that. So God has prepared a mechanic for this occasion, and I think it took me 40 years to come to this understanding, but now the understanding is complete. And so let me share with you a verse from Scripture here to begin with. Okay. All right. Is everybody? I can see people in here. Good, good. Let me see who else is back there. Rosa's here. All right. All right, all right. Let's go to... Okay. We're going to go to Proverbs. Here we go. Now, here it says in Proverbs 25, verses 1 to 3. Verses 1 to 3 says, there are also Proverbs of Solomon, which the man of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out. All right. I don't know if you know, but the one that wrote, all these Proverbs are from Solomon, but the one that wrote did the writing of that is Hezekiah, King Hezekiah. Even Hezekiah wrote the book of Isaiah. He's the one that, took all the writings down and he wrote it down. So Hezekiah is known as the most righteous king, by the way. The most righteous king of Israel, And in any case, but he wrote a lot of the copy. He recorded it. I'm trying to use the right word, like my friend Tim Kenoya correct me the other day. It's not that he wrote it personally, but he copied and recorded a lot of these books. Hezekiah did that. But now, verse 2, it is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. The heaven for height, and the earth for depth, and the heart of kings is unsearchable. So what it's saying here that God does something to hide something. It might take a millennia or a few thousand years, and it might be hidden, but it's a treasure of understanding. That's why Solomon also said, get wisdom, but with all that getting, it says wisdom is the principal thing. So get wisdom, but with all that getting, get understanding. All right, so we need to get an understanding of how the Word of God, the Word of the Maker, is connected to everything around us, from heaven to earth, east and south, to everything that's around us. And when we can click on that and we can get all of that together, that's, when you become a king. It's similar to when people play video games. I don't know too much about video games, but I know my son used to play like Halo, and there's some war games. But the thing is, when you're playing a video game and you manage to, to go up all the levels and conquer all the opponents and all the hidden enemies and everything, when you arrive at the top level, you are declared the champion, because you made it. So even though nobody's giving you a thing, any crowns for that, but because you beat the game and you managed to get to the end, you feel like a champion. You reached there. Because, so that's how it is. With God is the same thing in the sense that He conceals things in the scriptures, and you got to get down to the bottom of it. But it takes a long time. It took me this is my 41st year. I was 40 years on the scriptures to come to the understanding that I have come and gotten. Now, let me click this thing out of here. This thing going to be popping out, I can tell. All right. So, in any case, but it says, it is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but an honor of king is to search out a matter. So sometimes you dig into something until finally you figure it out, and then you take the lead because nobody else has figured it out. That's how you become a king. You become a leader that way. Like Einstein, when he figured out, the theory of relativity that he came up, EMC squared, he worked all on his own, his hair all unkept, like in most pictures. But when finally he figured out, he took the lead on it because he discovered something that nobody else had discovered. Everything is there. The thing is that eventually you give it eyes to see, So that's why you say, open down my eyes that I may see wondrous things out of thy law. And that was one of my constant prayers. Open down my eyes that I may see the marvels that you have hidden in there. and my eyes have been wide open, at least for the word Ehad, Ehad that I've been sharing, and the one that you saw. If you got to see the one I shared, the last time here, so that's what we're working on. So that's the thing to understand. So it is the glory of God to conceal the thing. Like the makers of the corporations, they make it hard for you to play those games. But once you beat the game, and you declare yourself a champion. So that's how it is. That's why I'm wearing my crown here. This crown was given to me by my good friend, my brother Andy Crespin. I appreciate that. And it says, God over money. Okay, and that's exactly the power that was given to me, because I understand where the rights of exclusivity come from. All right, and let me just go for a second here to the screen to see how you guys are doing. All right, I can see you there. All right, perfect. All right, okay, perfect. Okay, I can see some of you there. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to continue with this. Let me go now to the message here for today. All right, and so here we are. So first of all, this book is written, but when the book goes out, I'm just going to use this David and Stevenson. All right, because David and Stevenson, like I shared with you before, I don't know if I have my booklet here ready just to show it to you, because sometimes I don't have it. Okay, I think it's here. But when I came to this country, all I had is this passport, and all my papers were lost. And in Puerto Barrios, Izabal, where I was born in Guatemala, the whole place got flooded there in Puerto Barrios at a couple of decades ago, and all my original documents there were lost. So right now, the only piece of document I have on me that shows that my original name is right here. I'll show it to you. And I don't know if you can see there, but it's there. Yesterday it was kind of backwards because I had myself in the other corner. But that's the whole thing. Zacharias, David, Emmanuel, Castro, Stevenson. All right, that was my original name given. And so when I came to this country, I dropped the David Stevenson. So when the book goes out, I'm going to use David Stevenson, because David just means David, and Stephen means crown and son. So David, the crown son. So I was given a name that I was going to be a king. Okay, and until now, I feel that I'm living up to that name, because I discover a marvel, a secret, a treasure there hidden in the scriptures through the wisdom and understanding that's been given to me. And so these are the names that I have, all the names I ever used in my life, including the one up to now, which I'm using with this group. So Zacharias, David, Emmanuel, Castro, Stevenson, Tito, Carey, and the Covid-19-Man. All right. So Zacharias means the Lord remembers or reassembles. David means the beloved. And Emmanuel means God with us. Castro, I told you, Castro comes from castle, which means strong tower, and strong tower is the meaning for the father. Stevenson means Stephen is crown, and son is just a son. And Tito is Titus. Titus it comes from the same word that you get tithe, and it just means an honorary. A tithe means something that is worth money, something that is worth, something of value, something that is valuable, and it's an honorary. And carry, this word carry only appears in one chapter in the Bible, in the Hebrew. Just the last one that I found out, that it was in Leviticus chapter 26. About 6 or 8 or 7 times I think it appears just in that chapter in the Bible. It doesn't appear nowhere else. And the word carry means an opposer, one that opposes everybody and everything. To be an opposer, and that's pretty much what I've been in my life. I don't settle for what people tell me or what teachers have told me. I have opposed all kinds of teachers when they don't live up to what they're preaching. I tell them, and then they kick me out. Like it's been in many Christian churches, but in any case. And then finally, the COVID-19-Man. And I know you think I use this because of the virus, right? Because we have the virus named COVID. But I found it interesting because to me, they reduced this for COVID, for corona, and VID for VI for was for virus, and the D for the disease. So to put it, the COVID, that means the coronavirus disease. So that's why they reduce it to that. And then they put 19 because 2019 or whatever, or that's when they say it was a discovery made of it. But in any case, I use it for myself because The Co is for crown. For corona is crown in Spanish. And VID is the last three letters of David. VID for David, I use this one. So it's crown David 19. And 19 because that's the age when I started getting into scriptures. At the age of 19. That's when I went to USC, and that's when I started getting into scriptures. And also 19 in the Bible is the number for judgment, or or new beginning, new revelations. So the judgment. So we're in the time of judgment. So I am the King David for the judgment time. So that's the reason why I choose that. That's the reason why I choose all along. I choose. So I said, perfect. I'm going to use that. To hide myself at the beginning, but I will reveal myself when I have to come to the complete understanding. Because now, my friends, I know that what I've discovered is the ruling factor of all creation. Okay, it's what's running everything in the world, and that's the Ehad Dabar. And I put the word Dabar here today because I want to break it down. So the book at the beginning, so I told you, was Tab Dabar, which means the good news. That's the first thing I thought of. Then it got the functional, and the meaning is Dalet, Beth, and Resh. Dalet being the door or gate, which means governance or administration. Beth here, you can see, is like a floor plan. It's like a house. A floor plan is in a schematic. Okay, so you have the schematics or the blueprints. You can build a house. You can build anything. So it's like a schematic floor plan, but it's the picture of a house. A house is like a warehouse that contains all the supplies to take care of all generations, to take care of your family and to take care of all generations. And so everything with God is a creator. So everything is full of something to give away. He doesn't need anything. So gate becomes a place that governs everybody, Beth is a house that supplies for everybody. And Resh is the picture of the head. And Resh, is authority, is first, is preeminence, is to be on top of things. It's the main thing, the head of things. It's the top of the mountain. All of these different things, the function, it's all in the function. And so we go to Ehad. That's the word here. It starts with the Aleph, which means the picture of the head of an ox, which stands for strength or leader. It means to have strength, to have stamina, to have fortitude. To fortify, to strengthen. And the wall, Het or Chet here is the wall. And the walls, fence or separation. And what a wall provides is defense and security and protection. And Dalet is again the word for administration. So notice that this one ends with Dalet, this one begins with Dalet. So what I did is I combined these two together because you can merge them then, and that's the meaning of the word David. David has two Dalets. Has a Dalet at the beginning and a Dalet at the end. And it has a Vav in the middle. In Hebrew, you don't count the vowels. You only count the consonants. And the Vav, which is in the middle, I'll show you what a picture of a Vav is. I'm going to put the Hebrew chart here. Okay. And now a Vav is this one. Okay. And that's a nail. A nail is to secure and attach. The function of a nail is to join something to another, And that was the idea, that you take something and you join it to another thing. And so I have a Dalet, a nail, a joiner, and a Dalet. So my function as a David is to an administration that joins administrations. Okay, or an administration that connects with an administration. Sorry, so that's the meaning. You understand? That's the purpose of that, of me having that name, and I'm using it now. That's exactly what I'm doing here with this thing that I'm showing you. So I'm joining an administration here, this one with this one, because a wholesome word. Remember, a wholesome word is an administration. Every word that is full of its meaning and function and definition. If you know car as the whole fullness of what a car is, then you are the administrator of a car shop or a mechanic place or a car manufacturer. You are in administration, you see, and so that's what the Creator deals with wholesome words that have all their fullness and meaning. So I'm joining these two words, Ehad and Dabar, together because they end up with the same, and therefore when you pronounce them together, is Ehad Bar, and that means one word. Okay, and that's how God is always runs everything. He says everything, but the one word, and He runs everything. He makes it complete. Like all companies and businesses, they run their business by one word. They have a unique manual. That's the one word that represents the product and service, and that's the one word that they give to their employees. And all of them in that company agree to live up to that one word, to that one manual. And that's how a company is run. So you see, I'm not that's the beautiful thing about it. All these things are functioning in society, right? They've been functioning for thousands of years, everybody. But the thing is, you have to have an eye to see it, to put it in there so you can point to it. Like there's a lot of things ruling societies. There's rulers for electromagnetism that are being discovered right now. There's ways to make light underwater. People are discovering that. So all these things are hidden there, but what we do is discover these things. So I've joined then Aleph, which means Echad. This Echad with Abar, so it's one word, and that's eventually what I think that's going to be the title of my book, because it all came down to this. So it will be one word. So I'm going to put these two things, and then I'm going to with that as one word, and that's what is coming. And so I get this from Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one, and this is where Echad comes from. And that means yours, the strong, it's the strongest secure administration. Okay? And I say that is what the desire of the nations it is. And I'm talking about nations is Goyim, by the way. In Hebrew nations, Goyim has the letters Gimel. I'll show you with the Hebrew again. Let me go here. Gimel is here. Here we go. Gimel is this letter here. And that's the picture of a foot. So a foot is for walking, right? And also is a picture of a camel, and it's for pride, all these things. And the reason being because foot is walking. In the Bible is when it says Noah walked with God, or Joseph walked with God and he was prosperous. It says Joseph walked with God and he was a prosperous man. And by the way, when that verse is in the Bible, he said that about him when he was a slave in Potiphar's house. God says, and Joseph walked with God and he was a prosperous man. And he was a prosperous in the sense of what? He was very good at revealing his maker. That was what his prosperity was about to begin with. And so then he prospered and he became the prime minister of Egypt and all of that. But the thing is, God declared him to be prosperous when he had a perfect understanding of his maker, and he was able to represent him everywhere he went. And so Gimel is the walk or the life. And another word for walk, and like in Spanish, is carrera. Carrera involves your feet. Carrera is like a run the race. So it's a career. It's your career, what you dedicate your life to as a career, So Gimel is the career. And Goyim, like I said, nation Goyim is the Yud. And the Yud is this little one here, which is the picture of the arm with a hand and stands for work or labor or worship. And so it's for the work, okay? So the career or working or laboring, and then finish with a mem, with an M. And mem is for water, everything that has to do liquids or water. And I'd like to use the word mem for solution, because a solution is a liquid, but solution is also a solution. So I love to use the word solution. So it's Gimel and Yud for and mem. That's Goyim, that's nations. And so for the Creator, He only counts nations as those that have the career of working for solutions. So that's why everybody has to have a living, to earn a living. Everybody in the world has to have a career to work for solutions. Isn't it interesting? Everything is there. You see, when you understand the thing so God made, because He's a creator, He makes everything functional. So all nations were made for the purpose of having a career to work on solutions. And that's what everybody has to get a job, to have a career to do that. Okay? And so that's what we work, because that's what we get to project our maker. He's into so all nations are for that purpose. So all the nations that have the career to work for solutions right now, when the economy is in shambles, let me get back to the other picture. What is it that they're asking for? Because all nations, want to continue to work. They don't want to see their business go to the ruin. All business owners don't want to see everything die on them. And so what are they asking? They're asking that. What's the secure or like the meaning, what's the strongest secure administration? When I put together the other one, what is the maximum secure administration for my business? What is the maximum secure? So I'm putting the word together. That's the question right now. They're asking everybody, all the ones that have a career, of working for solution. That means all the goyim, all the nations are asking right now when the whole economy is in shambles. Man, what are we gonna do? How can we, have the strongest, secure administration for our business? How can we work it so that this stuff doesn't happen again? There are all the stupid, retarded leaders that are not scientists, are not things, are running us down to the ground. And so everybody that is really as a producer here in this world and are losing millions of dollars because stupid people are running this economy because this is a retarded garden. That's the question in their mind at this hour. And that's why the desire of all nations has come, because the understanding of these two words put together is here. That's why I declare myself, that's what, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And then in Hebrew is Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohenu Adonai Echad. So Shema is here on Yisrael. And Yisrael, by the way, Jesus is just prince or leader with God. That's the meaning of Yisrael. The meaning of Israel is prince or leader with God. So remember that. And so those that are leader with the giver of directions. I like to think of God as the giver of direction, of the governing operations director, because that way a person has the capacity to lead everybody. Well, he's a governing operations director. So Elohim is not just only who God is, but it's a title of those that are leading everybody. That's why. What do you think? The people on top of everything, the number 1%, they call themselves elites because it has the EL. The EL stands for God or Elohim. Elohim is plural for gods, and EL, is just God, singular. Okay, so the elites is plural, right? An elite is just one, but it has the EL because they believe themselves to be God, and they are in the position to call themselves that because this is a retarded garden, and we have been left blinded, and they have been leading us with smoke, with smoke screens and mirrors. That's how they've been doing it. But I will be expressing that as the days progresses. So that's what we're doing here, and so what we're working is to understand. So that's what we have now. We have the understanding of how everything is set up. Now I'm going to explain right now the exclusivity. Okay, let's see, 8:39. Okay, I don't want to go too late, so we're doing all right. All right. So let me see if we're still working. From time to time, I got to go back to the screen just to make sure that everybody's there. All right, we're here, still live. Okay, the whole video is running. How we all guys doing? Let me see, go down here. All right, Angel Pond. Okay, all right, all right. Okay. Castro means Fidel. Thank you. By the way, Fidel just means faithful, And that's what the word Fidel means, just to be faithful. So he is a faithful strong house. That's the meaning of his name, okay? Fidel Castro means a faithful strong house. And in a way, he became the leader of this communist country for years now, And so he's the leader of this strong house, but since he does not know the maker, he just brought it to ruins. Imagine if he had the understanding of just be into the giving spirit of wholesomeness, what he would have done for that nation. But he just dwells in the spirit of wantonness, so that's why he drug it down like that. But in any case, let me get back to where I was going. Yeah. In any case, well, here we are, and so you see the strong secure administration or the maximum secure administration. I came to find that out, and somebody's ringing the bell here. Let me see. Hold on a second. I gotta check out for a second. Oh no. All right. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. The way God revealed this to me is like I was thinking about about the value of money, and then next time I'll do that. I'm gonna do a video on the religion of money, because it's really a religion, and also the religion of germ theory, because the germ theory, the idea of virus and bacteria, all of that is a theory. By the way, it's called a germ theory, and so theory is just made out of two words, theo and ori, which means theos means God, and ori is a story. So it's a God story. Science doesn't tell you that they don't believe in God, but all they give you when they give you a theory, they're giving you a God story. Okay, they're putting together something out of all their best observations. They're putting together that can later on be changed if we come up with something new. So that's why a theory is not a fact. It's something that those are the best observations people have come up with, and they present them to you. But science, huh? Hello, Telma. Okay, one moment. Ahorita no, estoy haciendo un programa dígame. Oh, claro que sí, úselo, está bien. Okay, está bien, all right. Okay, this is the neighbor. She was asking me if she can use my parking spot because it's empty right now. So I told her it's okay. I'm sorry about that. All right. Okay. Uh, so okay. So as I was saying, uh, I lost my train of thought, but I'm going to go back to the idea of money. All right. So uh, okay, we're talking about germ theory and all of that. So I will be talking more about that. About theory. The word theory means just a God story. So when science gives you something, that's why when you see all the logos of all the world united and all the religions united, you see the logo of science there because it's just a religion too. Okay, but I will get back into more detail. I found a very good video that explains it to you. But in any case, but money, as I was saying, is also a religion because it's not backed up by gold. It has never have been backed up by gold. Okay, the value of every economy has always been the function of the soul when it's full with a wholesome word. Let me get that. The value of any economy has always been the way that the soul functions when it's full of a wholesome word. Because when you give it, when you hire a person to your company and you give him the manual of whatever it is that you sell, whether it be computers, you give him the manual, this is how we do it, how we run it, and what we do here. So this person takes the wholesome word of how to run the business. Then what does that individual become once he swallows in and takes it in, all the wholesome word, then for that company, he becomes the strongest secure administration of their business because that's Echad Bar, that's exactly what he becomes. So the moment a soul inherits a complete wholesome word and knows everything in its fullness of its meaning and definition, that's exactly what you become. And then the owner of that company knows that they're going to be production for that product because this person understands and this person is loyal because he's getting his pay from there. So it is each person that inherits a complete wholesome word, that he automatically develops the function of becoming the strongest, secure, manager. Management is another word for administration. He becomes the strongest, secure manager of his business. He runs the business loyally, and the business is guaranteed. So it is you, my friend. You and I are the ones that have the value when we're functioning with a wholesome word. But the elites have managed to take that value away from us and assign it to a piece of metal, a shiny metal like gold, and having us to think for millennia, for many years, that that's where the value resides. So we keep looking outside of ourselves, and that's how we have been deluded. That's why it's a religion to think that value resides outside of us. There's worth in us, but the self-esteem that we have comes from keeping a wholesome word in all of his meaning and understanding, and then we bring value to a nation, then we bring value to a company, and the value is in us. And don't let anybody strip it away from you, because that's what I'm bringing back. Everything else is gonna lose its luster. Gold is no longer be. It's something that we're gonna be walking upon. That's what's gonna be the pavement now, because we are the ones on top of it. We are the ones that have the value. We are no longer gonna put gold above us. We're gonna be under our feet, okay? Because we understand that until a wholesome word is in us, no economy runs, no nation runs, nothing happens. So the value is in us when we appropriate wholesome words. We automatically, and that's what we become, okay? And that's why this understanding is just gonna feed and fill the whole world as the waters cover the sea, because everybody's doing it, but they're just blind. Our Maker is just giving us eyes at this hour to understand where the value resides. So everybody that just been stealing all those things from us. That's why I'm wearing this crown. And my friend Randy just gave me that on Sunday. We went to after at the end of the day he presented me with my crown, and this is what I'm going to wear proudly. God over money, because Ehad, is God. How he's going to be known? and in the last days, it's going to be known as Ehad. So Ehad over Mizraim. Mizraim is Egypt. That's the value of the money system. That's the religion of the money system. Comes from all the way back there, when people were busy working, for the almighty dough. We call it here the almighty dollar. And they couldn't think of their maker because we're too busy being, financial slave, monetary slaves. And like I said, that's why money is the biggest religion. Like I said the other on Sunday, I put that in. The 7 denominations that all cults, congregation, and sects and everybody serves is that. And so I want to break it down. But that's what it comes down to. But Ehad, all right, and then I found out that all companies, what they do also, when you invent an idea, they go to a patent office. And what the patent office is just a strong, secure administration for your product. It's exactly what it is. So a patent office is the one that gives you an exclusive rights. And that's what allows you to be the owner of your companies, because everybody wants to steal your intellectual property. The patent office has all the power of the government to go after the person that wants to rob you of your intellectual property. And so they want to patent their products and services but then again, all of that is an illusion, like I tell you. Because by them having all this in this office, that doesn't make the company run. They have to take that knowledge of the product, that manual, and put it in a soul, and then the soul is activated, and then the soul produces this successful, the maximum security administration of their business, of the economy, and that's how they are able in real lifetime to run a business. So the value is always in the soul when it's full of the wholesome word that runs everything. All right, so you understand that. So they do all of this just to create the idea that you're never going to have value. Even if I give it to you, you never have any value. Value is in this office that is protected me, and if you try to steal it, you see. But the thing is, as all smokes and mirrors, a smoke screen and mirrors, the thing is, we were made to be this successful once a wholesome word is in us. So all the elites manage to do is to make us think that the value resides outside of us, and that's how they control us, because they think we have no value. Therefore, we pursue for something of value because we were made to have value in us. And that value is Echad, the strongest secure administration, which is what a wholesome word becomes. And once it's inside of you, you're able to execute and reveal that. You become that automatically. That's why you become kings. That's why, in chapter 19, I consider that word, more valuable than gold and refined gold. That's why I'm saying, once you come to understanding, every shiny thing in this world is just pebbles upon the ground. The gold is just pavement that you can walk upon. Everything loses its luster and its ability because you understand where value comes from. All right? And now we're getting close to the end. So I'm going to tell you something here now in regards to verses of scripture that we're going to share. Let me see here. Okay, we're almost getting down to the end. All right. Okay, perfect. I see people here. Ta-da. All right. Okay, I already shared to you with verse why I declare myself king, because I figure out, But look at this thing, okay? Now, we go to Jeremiah, because this is the times that we live in Jeremiah chapter 6. It says something very interesting here. Let me see if I can get down a little higher here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is and this is from the Jewish Bible, by the way, Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 6 and 9. It says, "Ask now and see, can men give birth to children? Why then do I see all the men with their hands on their stomachs, like women in labor, like in birth pangs, with every face turned pale?" It's talking about a time in which everybody is going to be so afraid and so scared. And then it says, "How dreadful that day will be. There was never been one like it." So these are the times that we are in right now. Okay? All people's faces are pale. That means they're scared, to their wits. They don't know what to make of it. They don't know, their future is just hanging upon a string. They don't know what's going to happen next. And so it's how dreadful that day will be. There was never been one like it. A time of trouble for Jacob, okay, or this Israel, the leaders with God, because Jacob is also, uh, another word for Israel. But out of the middle of all these things that we're now, and right now, somebody was sharing that this governor, uh, Newsom is coming again, that wants to put everybody inside again, close restaurants and everything again. So out of this turmoil that we get in, that all this noisome pestilence that I said, out of that, from it is, but out of that situation, he will be saved. These leaders of God, the leader of God, will be made complete. So the word save is to be made complete. He will be saved. On that day, says Adonai Kabot, I will break his yoke from off your neck. I will snap your chains. Foreigners will no longer slave him. That's the people outside of you, because only what's inside of you should be what governs you. And so instead, they will serve Adonai, which just means Yud He Vav He. That's Jehovah's, it in Christianity. Adonai, their God, and David, their king, whom I will raise up for them. So he has raised me for this hour. So I know, I don't think that was there by coincidence. But I understand, what runs the world and what liberates the world and what does no longer enslave mankind, because they will no longer be ruled by foreigners, those that live outside of them, pulling their strings, like puppets. But it will be run by the word of their maker, the Yud He Vav inside of them as they understand him. And, and they will serve the teaching that David, their king, is going to give them, because all that you can do is just give the right teaching to people, and that delivers them. That's all you can do. And my job is just to deliver the word out of the wanton spirit into the wholesome spirit. That's all I can do. That's all I've been doing, pretty much, And let me see here, and let me see if I can do this part. And yeah, and so we're here, and then I'm gonna go. Okay, we almost getting to the end, so this I'm just gonna quickly read to you to tell you the times in which we're living here in Isaiah, which I read it in the other lesson, the last lesson I gave on video. But it says, "Behold, the name of the Lord cometh from far, burning with his anger, and the burden thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation, and his tongue as a devouring fire, and his breath as an overflowing stream, shall reach to the midst of the neck." Like a flood that's going to come up. All the worries in the world, like choking everybody to death, To sift the nations with a sieve of vanity. To sift, it just means to clean them up. And there shall be a bridle in their jaws, like a mask, causing them to err. Okay? But ye, to the people, ye shall have a song, as in the night when a holy solemnity is kept, and gladness of heart, as when one goeth with a pipe to come into the mountain of the Lord, to the mighty one of Israel. Okay? It says that there, but let me show you to you what it doesn't give me a chance for that. Well, just leave it at that, but let me finish with Zechariah here. Now, this is interesting here, because Zechariah, that's my name, right? And David is my second name, Zechariah David, all right? And the numeric value for David is 14. Okay, I'm going to show you in the chart. Okay, I'm going to put up the Hebrew chart right now. Okay, because each letter in the Hebrew has a value. You can see 1 for Aleph, 2 for Beth, 3 for Gimel, 4 for Dalet. That's for David. I have a Dalet. And I have a Bav, right, which is a 6. And then I have a Dalet. So my name has a Dalet, Vav, and Dalet. So it's 4, 6, and 4. So that's a total of 14. That's the numeric value. That's another way that people read the Hebrew scripture, with numeric values. So my numeric value of the name David is 14. Okay? Now, the verse 9, which you're going to see, this verse 9 that we're going to read, is called Tet. Okay? And Tet, I have Tito. And like I say, in Hebrew, you only count the consonants. So Tito, it has 2 T's, and Tet has 2 consonants, 2 T's when you pronounce it. Tet. So everything in that passage, just to tell you, this is not just mere coincidence. That thing but chills down my spine when I recognize what was going on in here. But so Zechariah has my name, Zechariah David Tito. That's the reference when it comes to has my name, it has David, and it has Tito. All right. So in this verse that has all of that, I'm going to show you what it says. Okay. Okay. So Zechariah, David, Tito. That's really the passage. Zechariah 14:9. Okay. And the Lord shall be king over all the earth in that day. Over all the earth. In that day shall there be one Lord, and his name Ehad. So he's telling you that in that day, when everything is recognized, everything is put in place, that's what his name is going to be known. Ehad. The maximum secure administration, or the most secure administration, or the strongest secure administration, because that's what provides, the empowering administration of a business, or the empowering administration of an economy. And that's thing. I mean, that's what everybody's been doing with their business, but they've been doing it blindly. Okay, but eyes have been given to me in the understanding that God has made me, and that's what it says. So in the book that bears my name, that has the chapter that bears my second name, and it has my nickname Tito, there this verse appears. And the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall there be one Lord, and his name Ehad. That's what Ehad means here. The name should be one. All right, so now let me go to the screen now so I can see everybody and start asking some questions here. Let me see. Go live producer. All right, now we're coming to the end. All right, so now let me see how this is gonna work. Let me get all right, here we go. All right, let's see how many people were paying attention. All right. What's the meaning of the word one in Hebrew? Ehad. If anybody remembers, the one that comes the closest to it will win $50. Ehad. If anybody can remember that, let's see. What's the meaning of Ehad? Aleph, Het, and Daleth. Ehad. Anybody? I'm gonna wait. I know it takes a while for people to type it in. Hey, Su Mariposa Esperanza, good to see you. I see you here. Okay. All right. The Bard? No, you're saying the bar. No, that's not the answer. The meaning of the word Ehad. Now, I'm breaking it here on the Hebrew, so I don't know. It might be a little hard because this is a very hard one, but I've been explaining it. In other words, the three letters form a sentence of three words. I just said it, the last thing I've ended up with. Ehad has the Aleph, has the Het, or Shet, and then it has the Dalet. Okay? So Aleph is the face of the ox. The Het is the picture of a wall. Okay, let me see if I get somebody else here. The fruit. No, it's not Zechariah's. So, if that is not known, I'll have to go to another answer. I'm going to need one more moment to go to see if somebody else will give it a try. So, Ehad, like I say, Ehad is the main lesson I'm trying to teach tonight. That's why I'm emphasizing this one. Ehad has the picture out there. Okay, let me put the thing here. See the picture of the Aleph, the wall, and the Dalet. So, Aleph, wall, and Dalet. What does that mean? And I explained it several times. Let me see. Let me go back to you guys and see what you guys are doing here. So, one word. Okay, one word. No, that's not the meaning of it. But in any case, I appreciate that. Well, I'll tell you right now the meaning. Let me put the picture in here. The meaning of it is just this: strongest secure administration. All right, Ehad equals strongest secure administration. All right, and now, all right, And let me go back to you guys here now. Let me ask another question. All right. What's the numeric value of the word David? Numeric value of the word David. I see anybody gets that one. Ooh. No, not 19. No. Numeric value of the word David. All right. It's not 19. 19 is, I already said that's for COVID-19. I have that 19, but 19 stands for the age when I started getting into scripture, and also it represents judgment in the Bible, you know. Uh, and so, all right. So let me put it in the screen quick. So see if you can get the numbers, just to give you a little hint. And then add them up, and the first one to put it in there will be the one to get $50. I'm gonna give you a little peek at the chart. All right, for a second here. So David is made out of the Dalet here, and the Vav here, and the Dalet. So you add this number here, and this number here, and this number here. All right. So Dalet, Vav, Dalet. So add this number here to this number here, and add this number here. So how was the total? Let me see anybody here now. I gave you a little thing in there for a second. All right, let me see who's the first one to answer. All right, I want to give this $50. Come on. $50 I'm waiting. $50. All right. So, anybody? Let me go to the bottom again because this thing stays here stuck. All right, let me see who the first one to say it. 14. Oh, Brian Wanta. Brian Wanta was the first one that appears here. So Brian Wanta gets the first 50 here. Very good, very good. And then Barefoot also I got a second. But yeah, Brian Wanta, okay, you got that one right. All right, so now we go to another question. All right. Even Patty Feature for 9 and the Christmas 10. Very good. All right, well, okay. We understand. I'll give you again the numeric value, just so you will know. Because David just means Dalet, which is a 4, and Vav is a 6, and then you add David, which is another 4. So 4 plus 6 is 10, and another 4 is 14. And that's why I was reading Zechariah chapter 14, which is the numeric value of David. Okay, and now, okay, so we have the first winner. Let's see if we can get a second one here. Question. Let me look at my notes here so we can think of a question from here. All right. Okay. Now, all right. Let me ask you now a question from there. I've just put it for a second. What is the meaning of the word dabar? What does it stand for? Dabar. What is the meaning of Dalet, Beth, Resh? The word dabar. First one to come to the closest to the answer. The meaning of the word dabar. Dalet, Beth, Resh. Okay. Dalet, Beth, Resh. So anybody can remember? Okay. All right. Well. Okay. By the way, I see that. Okay. Okay, let me see. Is anybody here? Complete whole? No. By the way, I'll see here that somebody already gave that answer. By the way, but when I asked the first question, okay. So if nobody answers in the next minute, I'm going to give it to the person that answered that question in the first question. I put the answer here in the first question. All right. Well, that's already given. Okay. The bars. The bars. No. So, like I said, let me give you the picture again of that. The bar has the Dalet, has the Aleph, this one here. Okay. I'm sorry, it has the Dalet. I'm sorry, don't make a mistake. That's the Dalet, it has the Beth, and it has the Resh. And the Resh is this one. So the picture of the Dalet, which means it's a door, right? And this is a house, and this is the rules. So the door is what? The door is like a gate, governing, right? And the house and the rules. So the door or access to the house of rules. Okay? The door or access to the house of rules. Okay, so I give you an idea there. So give me another word for saying the same thing. Somebody already said it. Okay, so let me go back to you guys here. The bar then means. All right. One word. Un mundo. No. Okay. All right. The one that said it before, so I'm gonna give it to Rosa because she has said it, administration of the economy. And that's what it is. It's administration of the economy. Okay, administration is governing a gate. Remember, it's an administration of the economy. The bar is the administration of the economy. That's the meaning of it. So Rosa, I know you didn't say on this one, but I'm going to give it to you because nobody else answered. All right. So Rosa gets the other 50. All right. Then one last 50 here. Now we're going to go here to my main notes again, just to get a glimpse. All right. Now, okay. So, the elites or the people of this world, they say that they want the world to be governed by one world. They want one world system. It is the one world system that they want to have to run the world. And they already have it, by the way. But what is it that God uses? What is the system that God uses to run the world? And he's been running all this time, but he's going to be running it very clearly now. He's going to be the only one getting the credit, and no elites outside of us. The elites call it one world, but what do God uses? It. Okay, can anybody understand the question? Or so, what is God gonna use, and is going to be continue to use to run the world? And that's because the elites call it one world, but what does God call it? Yeah, well, administración de un mundo un solo. Administración de un mundo un solo. Okay. I can see. Ajá. Una sola administración del mundo. I can see in here, lo dijo en español, pero está bien. Administración del mundo, la economía del sistema es la palabra, y solo es uno. So Patty Fisher will win this one. Una sola administración del mundo. Administración del mundo es palabra, which means administration of the system is the word. And one word. So it's one word. A hot bar. A hot bar. One word is what God uses. One word, he's been running everything with one single word of unanimous, working together as one. And so, felicitaciones, señora Patty, usted se gana los otros 50, okay? Patty wins the other 50. So we had the winners tonight. They were Wanta, Rosa, and Patty Fisher. Okay, congratulations, all of you. All right. So wonderful, to have you all here today. I enjoy you being here. You see, it's kind of fun to be here together. So we have Bear Fruit today visiting us. Andy was here. Patty, I appreciate you being here. And congratulations on being a winner. And, and all of you, Brian, congratulations on being a winner. And, and, uh, and everybody. So the thing is, we have $20 for the one that show up first, which is Bear. Bear Fruit gets $20. It's gonna be sent to you because you're the first one that showed up. All right. Okay. And also, I think uh, we're gonna have. I'm also gonna be $20 to Su Mariposa de Esperanza for showing up tonight. Okay, the first time she showed up here tonight. So to encourage her, I'm also gonna give $20 to her. I'll be getting in touch with you. All right, and so that's it because I only have two $20 to give away for anybody that either that comes first or anybody that is new and that hasn't come the previous weeks. So congratulations on all the winners today. I appreciate you being here, and so may the Ehad bar, the one word of the maker, the Ehad that is going to be known by, may his blessings shine upon you and may he strengthen you. May God bless you. Amen.